Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Si Penedal again back. Sekarang aku introduce orang sebelah ku ni. Nanti aku beritahu kamu siapa. Ceritanya dulu barangkali pasal batah henduku vlog, batah henduku buat video, batah henduku upload apa-apa. It's because aku jarang mengail, aku banyak kerja, lagipun aku kan skating saja. Okay. Talking about skating ni, there was this one person yang tanya dia aku pasal dia bukan saya one lah, there's actually a few yang tanya dia aku pasal macam mana men-service bearing rollerblade. So itu ni sebelah gua ni is school jinchen actually.
How's it?
We are at Media Effect Studio. The owner of Media Effect actually. Kalau sekiranya kamu mencari job untuk advertising or anything, by all means contact them. Siku yang lebih arif lah bagiku. Swandi pun arif juga. You know, the rest of the guys yang mostly skaters yang jual sana ada banyak yang arif.
There's a lot.
There's a lot. Even though orang dari free skate pun ada jual mengajar. But then itu ni by time tani ada video bahasa Brunei tani sedikit servicing some bearings. So of course all you need is your bearings. Nampak tu karang tah tadi we'll get our top view karang later. Ini apa ni ko?
So we've got some multi-purpose oil. It can be stuff you'd use to do your doors, you can do your bearings with it. Sewing machines if you have to, you know, plenty of things you can use this oil for.
So kalau orang pakai sewing machine punya oil pun okay, right?
Technically that's fine. It's not a problem as long as it keeps the rust out. It makes things smooth. You can use it.
Supaya lancar dan membuang tagar ya. Tapi ini aku punya advice, jangan sekali-kali WD-40 lah. Macam apa tu ia menghitam lah lastnya. Ia sudah lama-lama WD-40 ni jadi hitam. Mana tagar apa buang. Unless kamu rajin kamu WD-40 dulu untuk membuang tagar barangkali, and then clean it up and then use
oil and grease after that. The thing to remember is WD-40 is not really a lubricant.
Tu nah, ia bukan lubricant, dia bukan membagi apa? Ia bukan macam grease tu.
Correct.
Dia bukan grease, ia minyak.
Yeah. It's used to loosen bolts and to stop rust, but it's not a lubricant.
Ia bukan grease. Itu yang paling kamu ingat itu. So, ani yang dalam botol sebutingan ni,
that's rubbing alcohol. The things you can buy at Guardian, the 70% rubbing alcohol. Like if you get a cut or bruises or all these scrapes, that's what you use it for. But we're going to use it today to clean your bearings.
Alright. What else do we have?
At the moment, what we'll need is just some paper towels to keep your table, whatever, clean. Some old dirty towels. A cup to soak your bearings in with the alcohol. We'll get to that in a little bit. And an old toothbrush. Everybody's got one of these.
Banyak tu yang dah berpakai ya. And then do you have grease?
A little bit of grease. This is already inside a syringe just to make life a little bit easier. Some people just have it in a tube, and if you don't have one of these, you can just use an old chopstick and your bucket of grease.
Culik saja. Nanti lah we'll go to kami menunjukkan kenapa grease itu di sana. Kenapa ia suka memakai syringe, and then ada orang suka berculik itu. Kadang-kadang yang macam lebih ringkas bekerja tu. I think I'll just leave it to you dulu ko. So, why don't we get...
Yeah, we'll get to opening up the bearings first.
Alright.
Sweet. Alright, cool. So, basically the first thing that we have to do is, grab the bearing that you want to service.
Tapi, before ko, ada berapa jenis bearing type that we have? Actually?
There's actually a few kinds of bearing cover types.
Yang bertutup.
Yeah, one that we have is like this one here, where all you have to do is just pop open the top and remove the back side and
remove the inside.
Remove the insides, yes, if you want to go that far. And the other kind is what you call a bearing with the covers using a C-clip. So
ini pakai C-clip ni bearing ini
on this kind of bearing here, it's got a retention clip which is a C-shaped, hence the name, and you've got to pop that open before the cover comes off, which we'll get to now. We'll just remove the C-clip for you. So what you'll need to do is get a little pin or anything sharp shaped, and you'll find an opening here, and use that bit to just wedge open this side. Sometimes it's a little hard to get to, so you might want to try the other side, And there you go.
Nah.
It just pops open
Ah,
like
the
that.
clipnya terbuka. So,
Just like that. I'll show you that little clip just there. So it's that shape.
alright. Awas membuka ke dia tu kadang-kadang kalau kamu duluan kuat menyungkit terpelanting tu.
Oh, that's exactly right. And you don't want to lose these. Once you lose
Hilang,
these,
habis bearing kamu habis.
the next thing to do with the C-clip covers is if you can just get a little pin in there and pop it open, and you'll be able to remove the top. And there you go. Those are all your dirty bearings in there. Do the same for the other side.
Sebelahnya pun ada C-clip juga.
The other side also has the same thing. That's how the covers stay there. Nope.
Cool.
This gives you more access to, well, the hold of the bearing.
Yeah.
So same process as before. Find the edge and pop open the C-clip.
Terbuka.
There comes off the next one. Keep those aside, and the little pin, pop that open. There you go.
Cool.
So that's the inside of your bearing.
Alright.
Alright, cool. Let's move on to the next one, which is the other type. The other kind,
Ni lain lagi ni. Dia sama macam yang
yeah.
C-clip.
This one does not have a C-clip in it. So what we'll have to do here is remove the retention clip.
Dia ada retention clip?
Yeah.
Bukan yang C-clip atau?
It's not the C-clip. It's what holds all the ball bearings together. So once you pry that open, you just need to remove the top, just like that. And that's about it. This makes things easier for you to pop the cover open.
Cool.
So once that goes, just put that to the side, and there you go. That's all your
Bearings
bearings
sudah.
exposed. Correct.
Alright.
Right.
Senang gitu sebenarnya. Enggak, frankly speaking, aku selama ni aku rendam saya bearingku, aku bersihkan, keluarkan pasir, and then menggeris dalamnya aku dah pernah. So actually this is the first time aku melihat bearing kena buka juga.
It's actually really easy. It doesn't take long. Let's say you're only using about 8 bearings or so. A good hour of your time and you'll have clean, serviced bearings and ready to roll.
Alright.
Yeah.
Alright. Atau proses membuka baru tu. Now tadi proses membersihkan. Ya sudah membuka. Once sudah bearing itu membuka, macam manakah yang C-clip kah tadi, yang in the C-clip tadi tu. Now yang kan tadi target adalah bearing di dalam tu. Bearing yang ada kadang-kadang 5 biji. It depends aku.
That's right. Different bearings have different amount of ball bearings inside them.
Airbag 9 itu lain, airbag 5 itu lain. Enggak, airbag itu what is it kan actually?
ABEC is the rating of which your bearings spin.
Ah.
The higher the ABEC number, the supposedly smoother it rolls.
Alright, jadinya macam mana dorang membuat bearing itu? Ia makin airbag 9 itu kira makin halus, pusingannya makin mantap lah, cuba tahu.
Yeah.
Airbag 5 dorang buat bulat siap. Mana tadi tahu ya ada rigging kah apakah, but then the higher the airbag, it's something like that, right?
Correct.
Ya, makin besar nombor airbag itu sampai airbag 57 kah, barangkali kaca kali sudah. But then ya, let's go into the service membuka bearing pelang.
Alright, so the first thing you want to do is grab your bearing, grab an empty container, use anything that you're going to throw away or you're going to keep for the next time you service your bearings. Place your bearing in there, grab your rubbing alcohol, just pour enough in to cover all your bearings. We're only using one bearing to show you because
Kalau kami buat 88 sampai lusa ni video ni kamu melihat.
it's going to take a while. Correct. So we'll let that sit in there for about 5 or 10 minutes,
Yeah.
maybe even longer, but not too long. 15 minutes is a good, sweet spot. So once that's done, what you can do in between that 15 minutes is grab it once in a while, give it a little spin.
Pusing
Yeah.
bearing atau bagi pusing.
Yeah, just to get rid of all that dirt that's trapped inside the bearing.
Kadang-kadang pasir halus-halus, abuk.
And while you're at it, this is where the toothbrush comes in. If there's any loose dirt in there that just doesn't fall out, what you can do is dip it in a little alcohol, grab your toothbrush, and just clean the inside of it. Give it a good spin, Don't be afraid if sometimes the ball bearings inside do fall out. and
Pada
this-
terkeluar tahu pasalnya ring yang memegang bearing itu berkeluarkan sudah.
Correct,
Dorang
which
tu
is
macam tergantung sudah.
this part over here. So once that's done, you can take it out, place it on a paper towel, and dry it out.
This is where I go wrong. Let me tell you a story. Recently ni aku buka bearing ku juga, tapi aku dah buka habis. What I did was I put it in alcohol, aku bersihkan, tapi aku dah spin, itu silap ko. And then I just leave it there for like almost a day plus. Alcohol yang 70% ni, diorang mudah evaporate, mudah hilang mudah evaporate. Bearing ku masih dalam sana dan bertagar. So don't leave your bearing for like a day dalam alcohol.
Yeah, not for too long. Just use it to clean your bearings, and once you feel it's been in there long enough,
Keringkan dia.
take it out.
Dan keringkan terus.
Correct. Next step we're going to do is, at this point you're actually okay to already start greasing it up and putting oil in it, but let's take it one step further to really service it. So what we'll do is start removing all the individual ball bearings from inside and cleaning the ring of it.
Right.
So what you want to do is, the trick here is use a towel. It's nice and soft. When the bearings come out, they won't roll very far.
Tidak berhamburan nyo.
Yes, that's
Misalnya
right.
kalau kamu buat ada tempat yang flat macam ni, kamu katik, pasal tadi kan mengatik dengan tengahnya tau. Bearing itu kadang keluaran, ada di ujung tu boh. Jangan biar ketua lah.
And you don't want to buy new bearings after that. All right, so once we have the bearings and they're aligned like this, which is all the ball bearings
In one
are
side.
on one side, what you want to do is grab the center ring here and push
Downwards.
down or out, and everything should just fall out,
Nah.
just like that.
Jangan takut, indah apa tu.
Yeah.
Ada orang macam, ada yang rusak tu bearing ku berhamburan. Indah tu, don't worry.
The first time you try to put them back in, you might have no idea how to put them back in because it's kind of tricky. But there is
Away.
a way, and it's actually really quite easy. It's easier than you think.
Alright, cool.
All right. So what we'll do here is we'll just grab some paper towels.
Bersihkan bearing yang
Yeah.
ada, biji-biji tu dulu.
Grab this. Yeah. We'll get to that in a little bit, but
Yeah.
let me just clean the outside first. So you got your ring, paper towel. Just clean the inside. That's where all the old grease and oil gets stuck.
Membuang grease-grease lama,
Yeah, correct.
karak lama.
As you can tell, look at this paper towel. You've
gila
got
berkarak
all this. Mind you, these are really old bearings that we're using to show you, but it's a good example. Okay, so once that's clean, you've got the inner axle as well. Clean that.
Yang tengahnya pun bersihkan juga.
At this point, this is what the alcohol is good for. It's used to help dissolve some of the grease, make it easier for you to clean.
Ia tu mencairkan grease-grease lama. Alkohol tu menolong lah tu kau.
Yeah, it doesn't do like all of it,
Yeah.
but it helps a lot.
Nice.
Okay, so once that's done, what I like to do is you get half a paper towel, so like this shape, double-sided. Then you can put all your bearings, which is all of these, and we'll put them on top of this paper towel. You can do this once you've opened up all of your bearings, and then just put it on the paper towel. Then you grab your second paper towel and do like a circular motion.
Jadinya ia bergerak je tau.
Yeah, sort of like this. So you're cleaning all the dirt and all the old grease off it. You do this for about 5 minutes. Just, give your bearings a massage. You like massages, I like massages. Your bearings like massages.
Supaya ia laju.
All right, so once you're done there, you've basically got a cleaned bearing. Keep everything on your towel, it makes life easier. So now we'll show you how to
Put it back.
put all the bearings back in.
Menemukan yang itu ni.
Yeah.
Bearing kamu tadi tu, masukkan arah yang center, yang bulat, yang outer layernya tu, susun. Ni masukkan yang tengah ni. Ya, masukkan itu actually sambil menekan ring yang di luar dan masukkan yang di atas juga sekaligus. It's the same motion, right?
Correct.
Supaya bearing itu, ia cuma tekan tu, bearing ini mula-mula di sini ni. Once kamu menekan itu, bearing ini kemari. Ia ternaik pasal tuala ni yang ternaik. That's when kamu masukkan yang centernya tu juga.
That's absolutely right. So once you have it there, we'll just push it together, and there it is.
Masuk
It's in.
You'll get apanya orang macam balik-balik pelan tadi kan kamu cuba tu. Tapi yang pentingnya kamu buat itu ada, jadi senang tu barang tu. Of
Correct.
course, it takes practice lah. Tapi pun sudah kamu malar ni mo, start.
Once you do it a few times, you'll get the hang of it and it won't get as frustrating. But the first time you do it, it might be a little bit scary, like you're not able to put it back together. But no worry, you'll get it.
Lepas itu scatter dorang, cerai-ceraikan dorang daripada kawan-kawannya lain.
Yeah, what you want to do is get them back into the shape they came in.
Jadi bearing semula.
Yep.
Dia pasalnya ia ada pemigangnya wah. Pemigangnya tu andang ada setiap bulatannya kan. So tadi mesti cerai-cerai untuk masukkan si pemigangan ini.
Correct. And we had taken that out earlier, which is this piece over here. And also, don't forget, we need to clean this as well. So using the alcohol that you had just now, once you've cleaned all your bearings, you can drop that in, use that and your toothbrush, and just give it a little brush. Brush all that old grease, dirt, everything off it. Use your alcohol. And if you don't want to use alcohol, there is another option, which is you can just use soap and water, because this is plastic. So I would say soap and water is safe to use. But once you're done cleaning it, make sure you clean off all the soap and let it dry, because soap can sometimes eat away at plastic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Scary eh?
Yeah. But it's alright. It shouldn't be too big of a problem.
Alright.
Yeah.
Good knowledge. Something aku baru tahu boh.
So once you've cleaned this retention clip, what we can do is
Align bearing atau
just
susun
align the
bearing.
bearings, because they should fit inside these grooves.
Ada groove-groove-nya tu.
Correct. So once
Dan
that's
kamu
there-
masak ada groove-nya yang damit lah ha. Ia ada groove-nya besar untuk bearing tu.
So once that's there, just pop them back in,
Masuk je.
and you've pretty much got a complete serviced bearing. All you need to do now is just add a little grease. I'll show you how much to put in, and cover this back up.
No. Senang gitu boh. Sebenarnya.
Yeah, it doesn't take long at all, man. Not long at all.
Itu masalahnya kadang-kadang dekor ni terus terang pemalas. Tapi indah. Aku pemalas pasalnya aku dah tahu apa yang cara betul untuk membuat bah. Ini ada cara yang lurus, cara yang betul itu. Jadinya macam it's more interesting, you know. Jadinya pelang macam macam jadi keraja. Siok ah, aku suka tu yang berkeraja tu. You know?
And trust me, it's worth it.
Nah, berbalik
There's
ya.
nothing better than using clean bearings for when you're skating.
Nah.
You know, you just roll so much easier. It's just more fun, and you go faster.
Kepada yang suka laju. Tapi siapa pun juga wah. Mana-mana pun dia percaya dia suka laju, boost up.
Right, cool. So here we have our bearing.
Sebelum tadi pasang cover apa itu ni.
Yeah.
Now tadi grease.
The amount that I use, that I would recommend, is maybe 2 to 3 little sort of droplets. I'll show you how much. If you don't have a syringe, I'll show you another way using just
Your
a
Allen key
small
ka.
Allen key. You know. So what I would do is squeeze a tiny little bit here.
Sikit panas aku.
Yeah, you don't. A little goes a long way.
Oh.
It might not look like it's in the bearing, but
Yeah.
once you start using your bearings, the grease will automatically sort of spread throughout.
Ya.
Yeah.
Pasalnya sudah kadang nyabu pusing.
Correct.
Gitu,
Yeah. I mean, you could help it a little by, just giving it a little bit of a spin now, and you'll already see it starts
bearing
to
itu.
spread itself.
Ya.
Yeah.
Kan? Indam bazir grease boh.
Yeah. You don't need too much. And if you want to go just a little extra step, what I'd do is take some all-purpose, multi-purpose oil,
Ya.
and just add in 1 drop.
Sahaja.
Yeah, just 1 drop. Because you've already got your grease in there. This just gives it that little extra oomph.
Oh.
Just makes it a little bit more smooth. And once you've cleaned your cover, the one that we took off in the
Yeah.
first place, just give it a clean. You can just use paper towel, or also just run it under
Yeah.
water or with soap if you want. But once that's done, just
Amen.
pop it on, and you'll feel it going, and you are
Good to
done.
go.
Completely serviced bearing.
Wow.
Yep, nice and smooth.
Dah dia bicara tu sebenarnya. Senang itu sudah.
Nah, it didn't take long at all, did it?
Yeah. Okay.
Real quick.
You're popping on yang tadi yang simple sini. How about putting back on the C clip? How do we do
The
that?
C clip. Okay, I'll just demonstrate putting this back on.
Yeah.
What you do is get the cover, place it back on the top, and your C clip goes in and around. I'd like to start with one end of the C clip, securing that in first, and it goes, as you push it in, you squeeze a little bit, and it should just pop in, just like that.
Cuma tu saja kah?
Yeah, that's
Wow.
it. And just to make sure, maybe you can grab a pin and
Push
just
the ring
push
in.
the C clip in. But because of the way it's designed, it should already do that automatically.
Oh,
There
lepas yang dipajal bandar lah.
there shouldn't be a need to.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, that's about it. And obviously do the same thing for the other side.
Ya, tutup juga stampek. Jangan dibiarkan stampeknya yang bertutup ya. Stampek indah gila tutup.
Yeah,
So, actually itu tu saja kok. That's all what we need to do.
that's pretty much all you need to do. Yeah.
Senang itu sebenarnya. Senang kepada orang yang tahu, kepada orang yang seperti saya, macam aku sendiri, this is very impressive. Jadinya pada luar sana yang akan bersihkan bearing apa itu ini, I mean, do it correctly lah sebenarnya. Pasalnya kalau tadi suka-suka hati mo pakai WD-40 lah, tadi asak grease yang salah lah, macam pakai grease kereta ke apa itu ini, masalahnya bearing kamu tu jadi pakai, berbuang tu kadang. Sayang tu. It's just gonna waste your bearing. Sayang.
That's exactly right. I think that's the whole point of this as well, kan? Because
Yeah.
what we want to do is, one, save you guys money,
Hmm.
because we don't like spending that much on bearings as well.
Membeli bearing ataupun aku tahu ada pula orang yang service bearing dengan upah macam ni apa itu ni. Ya, to save money daripada upah orang, mana?
Yeah, learn how to do it yourself. And in all honesty, it doesn't cost a lot. Bottle of alcohol might cost you, rubbing alcohol might cost you about $4. And maybe some oil. You can get this anywhere. Or yeah, multi-purpose oil, maybe another $3 or so. Some towels you have lying around. It can be an old T-shirt.
Grease anisiku, what do you use? This is
The grease that I'm using is a grease called marine grease. They use it on boats and stuff like that. It's very
it's very thin.
it's thin enough to use on a lot of things. I even know like a lot of BMXers that use this sort of grease. They use it on mountain bikes because it's anti-rust corrosion. It really helps
itu yang
stop
mengelakkan.
rust.
Kenapa tadi menggrease itu juga? Pasal dia untuk mengurangkan tagar.
Correct.
Tadi anda tahu ya dalam itu we can't see what's inside. So actually grease itu menselaputi bearing-bearing yang ada dalam itu untuk mengelakkan air daripada kena ke dia dan menakung air dalam itu. So yeah, grease should be a good idea.
Yep.
Bro.
Like buying a tub of this grease, it comes in a tube around this big. Should be about $12 to $15. Yeah, more or less $12 to $15, and it will last you a long time. And plus, you can use it for other things. You can use it for your gate. You can use it for like your bikes that you have lying around at home.
Oh, mana spanner kamu yang rusak?
Anything,
ke?
yeah, exactly right. All your tools.
Tools ke apa itu ni, berbaloi je tu. I mean itu kadang-kadang membeli banyak tu sekali bali lah. Well, gila, mun sudah sikit sepatutnya dipakai untuk sebiji bearing yang damit. Berapa banyak bearing yang dapat kamu buat. Maybe one day kamu sendiri yang dapat buka menserviskan bearing orang, charge. Jangan dia charge. Kalau kan men-charge lah. Kalau sayang kawan, indah lah. Tapi badan bagiku, this is really excellent. Thank you Ku for for this. We'll be trying to cover. Tani sekarang nanti cuba buat more video on rollerblades. We'll try our best, insyaAllah.
No, sounds good.
Ya,
Sounds
pasalnya banyak juga yang bertanya lagi apa aggressive skate, apa freestyle skate. So actually macam kami berdua we are aggressive skaters. Yang kami main itu tu macam kami grinding, main rem apa itu ni. Lepas tu kita kadang-kadang orang salah bali skate. We're trying to help people untuk supaya memahami kamu jangan salah bali skate, jangan membazir duit. Pasalnya kadang-kadang aku mau main macam dua orang atunya, tapi yang di Bali skate yang agresif, kesian. So insyaAllah one day we'll try to make a video on that. And then sekiranya kalau ada sebarang pertanyaan, kamu boleh DM dia aku di sipin_ideal269 terus gitu, ataupun sipin_ideal_269 ataupun sipin_ideal_269 ke Den. Sidin belakang kamera ni awal ni. Sipin_269 IG ku, kamu boleh DM dia aku di sana untuk mana tahu kamu macam ada mau video lain ke lagi macam jangan aku disuruh tutorial macam mana menservis reel. Aku indah pandai. Jangan tutup fishing reels. I can't man. I can't. I just can't. I tried but then I can't.
There are other professionals that you could send it to.
Itu tak. Nah, resident pun boleh. Tapi itu tak. Again, thanks ku for this
Not a
awesome
problem,
tutorial. Again, thank you to Media Effect for the awesome studio and everything, for the awesome setup. Aku Sipin Idol daripada Sipin Idol Bahapa Korea ni. Hamim sebis bearing. Alright? Peace y'all. Bye bye. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.